I've lived in Dubai for 2 years and I work a good amount, but honestly, I'm pretty good at focusing on all the business and personal things in my life. Here are a lot of tips about living in Dubai as an entrepreneur, okay? So as you can see, I'm based here in JBR, the marina area. I got this beautiful beach behind me. But guess what? You need to structure in everything because Dubai has a hustle mentality. Here's how I structure my week. By stacking everything in pre-regulated days, it allows me to have more freedom, more time, and more fun. Check it out. So Mondays are for meetings. They are for my meeting with my executive assistant. They are for a meeting regarding Win-Win with Eric Consulting. They are meetings with my staff. And I just stack Mondays, meetings. If you want to see me Mondays, you're probably not going to unless it's very, very important because I like to make sure everything is done from like 10 to 6 p.m., even 7 p.m. Also, I have leadership meetings I have to attend to. It all happens on Mondays. Next are Tuesdays. Tuesdays are content days. So Tuesdays I'm doing stuff like this, filming long form videos, filming short form videos. It's not just the filming, but there's also planning that has to happen beforehand. And I will do some meetings on Tuesday for my internal team. But usually they know Mondays and Tuesdays I get everything taken care of. And this leaves Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays more open. Now, Wednesdays are for those most important activities. Usually that's when I do my consulting. I meet with my consulting clients for our deep dive strategy sessions that are about 90 minutes to 2 hours. And I don't like to take those days and pack them full of other things. I will fill them with other sales related activities or marketing or new projects. Thursdays and Fridays, I keep it very much more relaxed. This is when I keep in more time if my friends want to grab coffee, grab a cigar, grab a lunch or a dinner. Thursdays and Fridays I find are the best for those during the day as well as in the evenings. Now Saturday, that's a pure fun day. I try not to do any shopping or prepping or anything. I try to just do something fun. For me, it's go to a pool, go to an area, go see a movie, and Sundays are for recharging. So that's usually chilling locally, not even using my car, and ideally booking a massage. Now there are a couple things because of my life. I like to make sure I play paddle a couple times a week, and this has to be a little bit more flexible. Sometimes people are free at 11 a.m. on Tuesdays, and I build my schedule around it. Or my lesson is 4 p.m. on a Thursday because that's when the coach is free. I can move things around very strategically to make it happen. And of course, working out is important. Got to stay strong as I get older. So that happens pretty much 9 to 10, allowing me to wake up around 8, 3 days a week, no matter what. And that keeps my health, my social life, my wealth and business life all moving fluidly. Next, here's how I focus on my relationships. So, for example, for me, I've got a girlfriend, so my dating side is kind of, there's nothing to do there. But sometimes you move to a new city, you need friends, guy friends. If you're a girl, you need girlfriends, female friends. Here's what I recommend that I've been testing with friendships for guys. First of all, I just believe that guys are just not very good at friendships. They don't really know how to structure things to kind of get from, hey, I met you at this cool event, let's exchange phone numbers, to, hey, now we're doing cool things together. Travel, dinners, whatever. I kind of treat it in the same pipeline that like I would almost like dating a woman. First is a first date, kind of a bro date, and something quick, like a coffee for 60 to 90 minutes. I've done actually a couple of these, and one time the guy flaked. He said, like, he told me 4 minutes before we were supposed to meet, I'm gonna be a half hour late, and that was a no-go. Another time, if it's going well, you order your coffee, your cappuccino, and you get a second cappuccino. You go to 2 cappuccinos, that's a good friend. Camera people cannot laugh, by the way. That's illegal. Next, you can do maybe another week later, you schedule something evening, but not dinner. Dinner's a little formal. So people like drinks, shisha, cigars, mocktails. It doesn't matter the activity. You just have to do something from like maybe 8 to 10. And that says, hey, you're punctual, you're fun, you're interesting, and we have good rapport. Let's do other things. From then on, do whatever you want. What doesn't work for male friendships is this whole like, hey, I'm doing this thing on Friday night with a bunch of people. Are you free? It seems like a nice move, but it's actually not, because you're really not making sure the other person is even available. If they do want to see you, but they're not free on Fridays, and it's like, sorry, I'm not free on Fridays, but that's when the event is, oh well. So that's why it's better to start like a sequence of things. And literally tonight I have an afternoon coffee with a potential new friend, and I have a dinner with a buddy who I've seen many times, and it's super cool, and we always have fun. So that's how I like to structure friendships. That's almost like a hack by itself on how to make friends in new places. Just follow that structure. Now, with men, you can also do a shared activity like paddle. If they like paddle and you like paddle, and this is coincidental, you're at the same level, you can play together. If you're on different levels, it's not going to be very fun, but it's easy to do that and follow up with like an activity afterwards. So next is about living in Dubai. Here are my habits and mindsets to stay grounded. So the problem of living in Dubai is it's super busy. Even now, there's construction going on, there's noise. If this were the evening, you would be hearing loud music, you'd see music and lights and drones and fireworks all over the city. It's very distracting. It's not like my second home in Warsaw, which is way more quiet and way more chill. And what's gonna happen is the human brain isn't meant to look at that. It's not meant to look at hundreds of restaurants and hotels and things to do and places to go. It's not meant for it. So you kind of get a little bit of overwhelm. Here are some things I do to ensure I stay grounded. 1, daily walks. Every meal I usually eat 2 or 3 times a day. I go for a 10 to 15 minute walk. This helps with digestion, and it helps me relax, and it helps me move around a little bit, especially if I'm sitting at a desk for too long. 2, I do cold plunge and sauna ideally 1 to 2 times a week, especially on Saturdays. There's a gym nearby. I do a sauna for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then a cold plunge for 2 to 3 minutes, and you do that cycle 2 or 3 times. It really feels amazing. The cold plunge is a little bit painful at first, but after doing it, you feel like a new person. You get a huge adrenaline spike, and then you sleep amazingly at night. Just be careful, because it will tire you out if you're underslept. Number 3, sleep. I'm a big sleep guy. I have blackout curtains, I have a face mask, I have earplugs, I have a weighted blanket, and I keep the room very cold. And I even have separate blankets for me and my girlfriend, so nobody's hogging or stealing blankets. This ensures I get good sleep, because I cannot function without decent amounts of sleep, and you won't either in a busy place like Dubai. Another 4 is, I'm just calling this delegate the dumb stuff. Delegate the stuff that you're like, oh, why am I doing this? I'm too successful, I'm too intelligent. Like, you can hire people to do so many things in Dubai, things like cleaning up your home, doing your laundry, ironing, buying your groceries, prepping your meals. So many things, even making your own bed, all of this can be delegated so that you can focus, so that your brain isn't occupied with that. And number 5, food. I eat the same thing almost every day. Breakfast is almost always 3 eggs, some toast, avocado, fruit, and salmon. Lunch is typically like a salad with some chicken in it, and then dinner is usually like some steak with some air-fried potatoes or something. And I just eat that 3 times a week with different sauces and rotate a couple things. But if my food is on point, I feel good and I operate well. If you're eating processed stuff, if you're eating things that aren't real, natural, you're not going to feel as good, and you're going to feel a lot more stress, because your body is like digesting things that aren't natural. All right, number 4. This is for how I design my home environment while living in Dubai. So in my office here, not too far, I have a very big monitor, and I make sure my desk is clean. The monitor keeps me focused and engaged. I sometimes do a dual monitor setup with my laptop for efficiency, but I prefer to keep everything focused on one thing. Another thing in my home environment is I make sure there's designated quiet work time. Usually this is from 10 a.m. to about 5 p.m. No interruptions, no nothing. And I also like to make sure during this time, once a week, I review my goals. By doing all of these things, my home environment is focused around execution. It's focused around getting work done. The more work I can get done during strategic times of the week, the more freedom I have the rest of the week. And that leads me to my last one. When you're in Dubai, you got to enjoy yourself. You have to have fun. A lot of people are overworking, over pushing themselves too far. This is a very fun place to live. So what I like to do is I schedule a pool day. Go to like Atlantis the Royal, go check out Cloud 22. I have a video on that. It's absolutely phenomenal. Also, there's a pool at the top of the address that has the most stunning view you've ever seen. Schedule in pool days like 1 to 5, 2 to 6, 10 to 2 throughout your week to give you time to enjoy it. Another fun thing I recommend in Dubai is the Dubai Opera House. I saw the Russian Philharmonic there. I've seen musicals like Grease. I've seen the ballet like Nutcracker, and honestly, it's a beautiful experience. I feel like my soul is recharged. Another fun thing to do is if you like cigars, there are phenomenal cigar lounges throughout the UAE and Dubai. Smoke and Mirrors, the top of the SLS, has the most stunning view you've ever seen. 75th story, looking at the Burj Khalifa. Also, there's a great cigar lounge in the Ritz-Carlton JBR I really like. There's La Casa del Habano. There's so many cool cigar lounges that like, just go meet your friends, go solo, have fun. Another thing is you have the Aqua Park over there if you like water parks and you're a kid at heart. You have the Coca-Cola Arena way in downtown if you want to go to a concert. I saw Timbaland, who was amazing and a lot of fun. But like, just explore these things, do these things, and also do a staycation. I got a whole video on the Burj Al Arab. So my girlfriend and I stayed at that sailboat-like hotel in the distance. It's a beautiful hotel, and the staycation just reminded me how much fun it is to be in Dubai. You can live here, you can work here, you can enjoy your life. So, I'm a business consultant. I help entrepreneurs that run service businesses save 20 hours a week in just the first 90 days. Book a call with me. I'll provide you some guidance on what I do, and I'm going to help you grow and scale your company. That's winwinwitheric.com. Enjoy.